Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you, Marina, for your introductory remarks. I think they set the scene quite clearly. Now, we as an agency for cybersecurity, we operate in the grassroots level, and I thought that perhaps today is a good time to outline our experience from the past 3 months and what we have noticed in terms of the developments in cybersecurity and what could be the lessons learned so far. And I stress the word so far because it's still we haven't returned to where we were in February vis-a-vis the next steps that can be taken at the EU level. 3 things that we I think can underline from the past 3 months. The first is that yes, there was a rapid digitalization when it comes to teleworking, homeschooling. The businesses struggled to digitalize their commerce processes, their selling processes. And of course, that makes cybersecurity very important. But what we observed is that cybersecurity was not at the forefront of their concerns. And this is logical and natural. I mean, people were struggling in order to find the right balance between telework and managing their children. At the same time, they were struggling to make sure that they can shop online. The businesses were struggling to survive. So in terms of the Maslow pyramid, cybersecurity was at the very end. And I agree with Marina. This means that the issues like security by default or cybersecurity by default, cybersecurity by design are very, very important, but we are not there. We don't have a ICT product market or services market where consumers or businesses can reach out to different services or digital processes, and they can be assured that these digital processes are cyber secure already. No. If they apply something, then they also need to look into what is the security level, whether they actually can trust this product or service or process. And this is not how it should be. The good news is that we actually do have a framework in order to tackle it. We have, as Marina said, the cybersecurity certification framework. So we are already ongoing in developing 2 schemes, and more will come, no doubt about it. But I think there is a lot to be done in terms of incentivizing the kind of technological developments and innovative developments that take cybersecurity at the very heart and push for cybersecurity by default and cybersecurity by design. And this is why I very much welcome also the recent developments on setting up the competence center of cybersecurity and the network, because this is an essential part of it. The other issue is the ENISA review, and I think we can use the review in order to push for these developments, to start setting certain harmonized benchmarks and levels of cybersecurity in our systems which apply across borders. I mean, it would be great if you would have something which would incentivize the manufacturers even more. But I think there are multiple ways how to do that. Liability is only one of them, and we don't really have to push it. But I think we should look into the mechanisms and whether the current legal framework incentivize the market to work in this way. The second issue which I wanted to highlight is the importance of information sharing. And in cybersecurity, that of course is always a tricky issue because it's built on trust. What we observed is that the institutionalized mechanisms that we have built up over the years, they work, and they work increasingly well. Rapidly with ENISA and with other EU bodies, together with the Commission, External Action Service, the Europol CERT-EU, we set up a group to coordinate the COVID-19 related cybersecurity information. We consolidated this into weekly reports to all parties. And this kind of common situational awareness was something that was greatly appreciated because this is a baseline for any kind of a union action. Luckily, we did, yes, indeed, observe an uptake of cybersecurity attacks against health sector and medical services, but we did not see this kind of a massive cross-border, large-scale cyber meltdown. The network, the relevant national and EU authorities cooperated day and night in order to be proactive and observe what is going on. We were the CSERT network was in alert mode. That's a network of national computer emergency response teams. So we were ready for the worst, and the worst did not happen, and it's good it didn't happen, but it also shows that there is more resilience at the EU and national level now than has ever been. But this is also something that needs to be consolidated. So I believe that that the joint cyber unit gives us an opportunity to consolidate this kind of an operational level cooperation at the union level. There is a need for this, and of course it takes time, because building trust always takes time, and we've seen that also vis-a-vis the NIS directive and the Cybersecurity Act. So these would be my 2 cents for the debate so far. Thank you.